Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we are going to do a little design challenge. You got a substitute teacher today. You can be working on your tower as long as you're productive. That sounds like a really great use of your time. If you're feeling stuck and you want some extra credit points, today we're going to make a ruler. Okay, a 0 to 30 centimeter ruler. We are going to have one side in metric, the other side in inches. Today, for the sake of this video, we are just going to be doing the metric side. So you can see all the numbers, all the marks spaced appropriately apart so that you can make your very own ruler. We are going to cut these. We don't necessarily have to cut it into wood, although we can. We also have different types of plastic that we can use, maybe even glass or metal, some other materials that we can potentially look into that could be a little bit cooler for your ruler other than wood. So let's do it. What you're going to do, hop in Inkscape. Now, when I'm making a object like this, it clearly won't really fit into our canvas the way it's sized. I'm going to start by just resizing my canvas. In case you forgot, the way you do that is a keyboard command. You hit Shift, then Control, then the letter D. What that does is it brings up this page right here. Oopsie. This page right here. A lot going on, but mostly what you want to deal with is your width and your height. And for us, we know that we're going to be making a 30 centimeter ruler. It's going to go up to 300 millimeters. So go ahead and hit 300 for your width, and for your height, let's do maybe 30. Let's do 100 millimeters. Okay. Exit out, and we can see we've got a different size canvas for our project for today. So what are we going to do? We're going to make a ruler, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to give it the outline. Okay. So of course we're going to start with 0 on the X, 0 on the Y. We want our ruler to go up to 30 centimeters or 300 millimeters. But we want a little bit of extra room to put in the letter 30. So I'm going to go ahead and make this, put this at 300 millimeters. And I know I just made the canvas size at 300, but because of that overhang, I'm going to change this to, just make it nice, give it plenty of room. I'm going to change it to 320. Okay, so that's where the end of the ruler is going to go. For the width, you decide, but I'm going to give it like maybe that much room. Figure out where that is. It's at about 35. Sounds good to me. 35. Make it a nice even number. Okay, so using our guidelines, we can see that we've got a nice outline to our ruler, and we're ready to start setting more guidelines. So I'm going to zoom in, help it look clear. Move this out of the way a little bit. And yeah, I guess I could start here. I can grab my pencil tool. Of course, as you go, starting from here, feel free to pause the video as you watch if you get confused on what to do or on what I said. Pause it, rewatch that part so that you know exactly what to do. What I've done so far is I've set a 0 on the X, 0 on the Y, I've set a 35Y, and I've set a 300 on the X. If I take away my guidelines, I can see I've got the outline of a ruler. Now, what we're going to do is, if you look at your own ruler, you can see that the millimeter markings and the centimeter markings are different lengths. So I'm going to set one guideline here. That's going to be for my teeny little millimeters. Right there. And I'm going to set a guideline maybe about right here for my centimeters. There's no right or wrong on where those should be located. They just need to be a little bit far apart. So I'm going to zoom in even more because I'm going to focus my attention into this zone right here. So what am I going to do? I need to make a guideline for every single millimeter mark and every single centimeter mark. So I'm going to just pull one out, type in 1, hit enter. Pull out X, type in 2, hit enter. 3, enter. 4, enter. 5, I did 6, I skipped one. 5, up to 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. At 10, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in even more. And I'm going to make my first set of millimeters and centimeters. So how many millimeters are there in a centimeter? 10. Hopefully you remember that. So let's go ahead and make our first millimeter, our second millimeter, third millimeter, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, and when I get to 10, that's our first centimeter, so we're going to make it long, like that. Okay? Now from here, we can go ahead and add our first number. So we're only going to put numbers for our centimeters and not for our millimeters. That's how most rulers work. I'm going to choose a font. I'm going to go with this one. I don't like that actually. I'm going to go with this one. That was pretty cool. Choose your font and choose your size, but it should be, actually for the size, what you want to do is up here, we want to choose a standard size that we're going to use for all of the letters. So I made it that size. Now let's just make it a nice even number. So I'm at 2.92, 2.912 for the width. Let's just make it 3. For the height, we're at 5.6. Let's just make it 5.5. Okay. So when I go to make the 2, make this clear, make the 2, make sure we have the same font. Enduring is what I'm hearing. It's not changing. I don't know why it's not changing. I don't know, it's not changing. But when you change your font, you can go and make your 2 the same width, 3, same height, 5.5, to make sure that all your letters are the same going across. Okay. This one didn't change, so I don't know why. I'm just going to make them all the same. This one's called Rockwell. So we go down to ours. Wow. Cool. Or is it not extra bold? It's just Rockwell. Oh, it was extra bold. Rockwell. Extra bold. Okay, same dimensions. If you want to play around, change the size so that it looks as close to the same as possible. That just look a little bit off. Make your adjustments. Okay. So the other thing I'd recommend doing is setting a guideline where at the base of where you want the letter to go. So I like the one pretty close to about right there. So I'm going to set the 1 right on that guideline. It's just there to tell me where to put the 1, and then when I get these markings done, I know I can set the second centimeter letter right on that guideline, just so they're in a nice straight line. Okay, so we've got 0 through 10 on the millimeters plus our 1 long centimeter, and we're going to continue this process until we've finished all the way up to 30. Now, there's a way to do this the short way, which is just to add a guideline for every single solitary mark that you're going to make. There's definitely a faster way to do it. There's definitely a shortcut. There's a shortcut or two. I'll let you, I'm not going to show you the shortcut, but I'm going to let you try to figure it out. If you can't figure it out, that's fine. Just add a guideline for every single mark all the way up to the end of the ruler. If you do find a way to shorten it, definitely do that. Alright guys, I paused the recording because I was just filling in all my lines. You can see my guidelines here. Might be a little bit of a hint for how to do a bit of a shortcut so that you're not placing a guideline for every single mark, but you are right on the dot for every millimeter and every centimeter. So at the moment, let's take a look, pull the guidelines away, and know that we've set the first two numbers. This one's not, this one is in the right spot, but the 2 is not in the right spot. Okay. Looks like we lost that guideline to show us where to put the numbers. Line them up right on there, right on there. Make it nice and centered. And we'll just kind of continue doing this until we've made a letter or a number in all of the correct locations. Our dimensions are 3 by 5 by 5, which I think is a little off. Maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, so just keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up onto 30 until you're done. Okay, a mark for every centimeter line. Now, when you get to 30, it's going to be a little bit tricky. So you remember that our original perimeter of the ruler goes up to 300. Well, we're going to need to change that a little bit. We're going to add on an extra, I don't know, 2 centimeters. So we're going to increase the size to 320. So just so you know, I grabbed the full perimeter, the full rectangle, and changed the width to 320. And I'm looking at it, and it's maybe a bit too much, so I'm going to go 310. Or 310 is what I did. The reason why we're doing that is because we want a space to actually put the 30. When you get here and your ruler size just goes up to 300, that 30 is not going to fit, so we're just going to like resize it a little bit. So yeah, we have plenty of space to put the 0 part of the 30 at the end of our ruler. Okay, so my ruler is not done yet. I still have all the numbers to put on there, but when they are there, that is the finished ruler on this side. Later, we'll introduce how to include the inches side of things. You're more than welcome to do that if you want to get it done today, if you're feeling like that's something you can accomplish. If not, it's totally cool. Just do the metric side and call it good. If you do want to try the inches side or the US customary unit side, just know that there's 2.54 centimeters in a single inch. And inches are divided into smaller parts called a 1/16 of an inch. There are 16 between 0 and 1 inch. Okay guys, this is the finished ruler. Oh, and don't forget, actually one more thing. If you finish your front of your ruler, which you can do, which this is not done, but hopefully you understand everything you need, you can copy and paste that perimeter. You can set it on top so they're lined up perfectly. Looks like some of it got copied, but some of it didn't. It's all good. I'm just going to take my pencil. A nice straight line there. So we're going to do it in 2 cuts, right? This will be the front. This will be the back. And here you can put your name or any other kind of decoration or cool thing that you want to do on the back. So stars or something, you want to trace something from the internet, something cool you want to put on the back to customize your ruler and make it your own. Okay? So this video is going long. Hopefully that's enough for you to understand how to do this. It's a design challenge. If you get it done and you cut it and turn it in, it's yours to keep, and you get bonus extra credit points that will help your grade. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks a lot. See ya.